Go to 65, Brett Donner. A redshirt junior from Wall, New Jersey, has lost his last 4. Has picked up a few pins this year, 6 out of his 13 wins, and he goes against Vincenzo Joseph, a 2-time national champion.
Yeah, I know that the Penn State fans are definitely excited to see Vincenzo back in the lineup. It's interesting, you come in as a freshman, and there's high expectations, and he came in, and I think he actually lost his first match in rec hall. Crazy match with Stanford guy. They kept like throwing each other. It was a high-scoring match. Everyone's like, man, I don't know. Is this kid going to be, what's going to happen here? And obviously he started to, iron out what he wanted to do. He really hit his stride towards the end of that year, and winning a national championship as a freshman is just an incredible task. Again, as a sophomore, last year, falling short, but I think, he enters the senior season and almost it's hard. As you win, there's more expectation on you to continue to win. And, obviously losing in that sometimes takes a little bit of that pressure off, allows you to refocus, get back on track maybe, and what you need to prioritize to be at your best. But, a guy that has already done it twice, he knows what it takes. And, obviously at this point in the season, it's feeling good. He's a veteran, getting to positions that he feels comfortable in. And again, we talked about a little bit before this match started, this weight class is an absolute meat grinder as we get into the Big Ten championships and the national tournament.
Lead for Joseph extends to 4-1. And as we talked about right at the beginning of the show tonight, is how this has been a little bit of a different year for Penn State. Cale called it almost a transition year. There's some blood on the chin right now of Brett Donner. But in talking about how you're going to have guys step up. Success begets success, and that includes in recruiting too. But you look to the top of your list and guys who are at the top of their weight classes right now. It's Joseph and Mark Hall right now for Penn State.
And these guys are, they're the seniors that are kind of left over from the class that just graduated with, Bo Nickel and Jason Knopf, who were unbelievable talents that just dominated guys from early in their career all the way through. So those guys almost even. As good as Mark and Vincenzo are, they were just a part of an amazing team, and now they're leading the team, and I think this is an opportunity for them to really step up.
Talked about some of those guys who have come through: Jason Knopf, Bo Nickel, and Anthony Cassar. And unfortunately for the Nittany Lions, no more Anthony Cassar this year with a shoulder injury. He and Kyle Cannell, the transfer, are done for the year.
Injuries are tough. It's a part of the sport. In wrestling, especially, we're constantly putting our bodies in not the best situations, and we're going to wrestle in and out of those positions constantly. But it is part of the sport, and now it's just overcoming the adversity. Next guy up, stepping in and doing what they do best, and that's going on wrestling and scoring points. That's one thing I think that Vincenzo this year has done a little bit more than what I've seen him in the past. Is he's getting to his offense more frequently. He's got some of the strongest hips of anyone that I've ever seen. The way that he can wrestle, the way he can pull you up to underhooks, and the way he can defend his leg attacks. But when he can pair that with his offensive ability, with that great defense, I mean, that's when he wrestles at his best. And I think that's what we've seen this year in the matches that he's wrestled. He's been very offensive.
And he's already notched his 3rd first period takedown here against Brett Donner. Donner jumping into the starting role this year. Last year's starter, Stephen Glasgow, was initially suspended earlier this year, now reinstated, but is likely to redshirt for this Scarlet Knights squad this year. That's a young team. You went through the first 4 spots in this lineup, and it's all either true freshmen or redshirt freshmen. And then even at 84, Billy Janser, a redshirt freshman. So 5 of their 10 are first-year wrestlers.
Yeah, I mean Rutgers is they're definitely reloading. They had these young, talented guys, and going back to some of those early in this dual meet. Those young kids were tough. So they're kind of looking forward. They had those 2 national champs last year, and now it's like, hey, they're using that to kind of springboard their program, rebuild with some young talent, and start working to get competitive here in the Big Ten Conference.
They had their duel on Friday against Cornell. They lost that, but at the rack, they honored their 2 national champions, the first they've ever had. Nick Suriano, 133 against Dayton Fix. And then later it was Anthony Ashnault. RU ×2. That's what they had, the shirts that they gave away at the rack on Friday night, with each of them picking up championships. So they put those banners up into the rafters of that historic venue there on the banks of the Raritan.
And I think Anthony, has just been, you're going to look back on Rutgers history, and he's going to always be a staple. Being a New Jersey guy, staying in New Jersey, winning a national championship for the New Jersey school. And that's going to be something they're going to be able to use to develop and to recruit their kids. So, it's pretty awesome to see a guy like Anthony stay home and have success.
Soriano training for an Olympic red shirt this season.
Quick escape here by Vincenzo. Get into his offense. A couple leg attacks. Wrestling on high pace and taking a lot of shots is not something that's easy. I mean, it is hard. It takes a lot of effort. You have to get underneath someone. You have to feel their hips. They're going to sprawl. They might scramble. So I think it's a lot easy. It's easy for kids and for college wrestlers to get in this groove of, hey, I'm just going to hang in my collar tie. I'm going to wait and maybe get one takedown or two takedowns. And that's the college wrestling that I remember watching growing up, and that's what made Cale Sanderson so unique and someone that I constantly looked up to, is he was the only one that was really going out there and dominating people. I remember watching, it's like all these close matches, one takedown here, one takedown there, and it's been really exciting to see, in the last, handful of years where guys are going out and scoring a lot of points, and I think they're developing skills at a younger age, and they're being rewarded. You go out and score a lot of points, that's what people want to see.
That's the path to 159-0 in college.
Yeah, that and just being unbelievable. I mean, he just was relentless. He scored from so many situations, and he had some close matches here or there, but he just was able to. He was out there every single match. Didn't miss any matches. He put it on the line every single time. Hurt, sick, whatever he was. No one knows about those things. They just know about him going out there and wrestling to the best of his ability. And those are guys of my generation. We looked up to him. And now these are the guys the next generation are looking up to. So having these guys going out scoring points, it's only going to make our sport better.
So Joseph's already got 4 takedowns, almost 3 minutes of riding time. An 11-6 advantage for Penn State, and another point, second stall warning awarded to Joseph. Cale Sanderson, 2 kids. One is a wrestler. He said the other one says they're a wrestler because they already got their walk-in music decided, like you have at the NCAA championships.
Well, I mean, I guess you gotta visualize yourself to be there before you can be there. So
right.
He's got the visualization part down. Now he's got to get him in the wrestling room.
And he had former Ohio State champion and Olympic gold medalist Kyle Snyder at the RTC and currently overseas, who was living in his basement earlier this year. And I said, how are the amenities? He goes, there's a door. You got your privacy, you got a bathroom. His kids were a little wary at first, though, having a former Buckeye come into town. He said, yeah, they know what's going on. They know who the rival was, but once he got there, it's all peaceful.
Yeah, it's been exciting to have Kyle here training. He's a great guy. He's been an unbelievable talent. He's achieved a lot, but he's just a really great, humble kid that is coming in here and just trying to get better at wrestling. And it's been exciting to have him here. And I just think it just speaks, obviously, volumes to, just Coach Cale and constantly wanting to help guys become the best wrestler they can be.
And there's a certain humility involved in that, which I think is prevalent across this sport, that guys want to get better, and no matter whether you were wearing the opposing color for several years, when we have the opportunity to work together and make each other better, we'll do it.
And I think you have these collegiate ties, but once you're done with college, we're representing the United States. So sometimes it's like, hey, the college is still, but we're representing the United States. We're trying to be at our best situations to be able to win world and Olympic gold medals, and ultimately you need great partners for that to happen. You need good environments, and sometimes that's a change. People change all the time of where they want to be and where they feel comfortable, and that's just part of sport, part of professional sports.
Joseph going to finish it off, and he does. 6 more on the board for Penn State.